Hi everyone. Alright, hi everyone, and welcome to Rampage or Ramfru. I, Mike Lane, Tony Schiavone, and Paul E. Dangerously here. And today on Rampage or Ramfru, we are going to see the women's world heavyweight fighter Rhea Ripley, who hasn't really put her winnings on stake since she ended up having it given to her, you know. And she likes to talk about how she's the greatest of all the women world heavyweight fighters we've had, but she never truly puts her winnings on stake. Mike Lane says, "You got that right," Tony Schiavone said. Rhea Ripley likes to talk about how she's doing things that no other women did before her, but I would not stand with that. You see, Rhea Ripley is only doing what Chyna did before her in WWF and between 97 YL till 2001 YL. Tony Schiavone said, "When you're as great as Rhea Ripley is, who cares what Chyna did? Who cares what Nicole Bash did? Who cares what Midnight did? Who cares what Beth Phoenix did? I mean, who cares what Nia Jax did? And who really cares what Jacqueline Moore or Medusa or Daphne did? You know, at the end of the day, who cares at the end of the day, Rhea Ripley has surpassed all of them, because she has done things that they only did once and never did again." Paulie Dangerously says, and here we go. "So," Rhea Ripley says, "it seems that I have to put my TWF had to put my World Women Heavyweight winnings on stake here today, and I don't even know what bag we put the winnings in. How do you think that's bad? You know? So, anyway, fuck. So anyway, I don't even know where we even put them at, and shit. I don't even know where they got put at. And I only fell down. I hate this. Why can't I stand up?" So anyway, I go look around to see what bag has the straps in, or belts in. I'm just going to tell you that at the end of the day, no one has surpassed, here we go. No one will or has surpassed me, because I have done things that no one else has done before them. Everyone likes to bring up all the things that Chyna did, all the things Nicole Bash did, all the things that Jacqueline Moore did, or all the things that Alondra Blades did, or Beth Phoenix did, or Nia Jax did, or what Daphne did. Fuck, I fell down again! I'm getting pissed off. I can't stand up in a ring. Shit, did I just bury it all again? Yeah, looks like it's dead. Fuck. There we go. But I have done more than what those women wrestlers have ever done. So you can say what you want. And how I even done more than Jade Cordell did. Because everyone likes to bring up how I'm only did what other folks before me did. Well, who really cares what other women wrestlers did before me? Because they're not me. And they're not Rhea Bloody Ripley. Fuck! Oh, man. they're not Rhea Ripley. Not me. So whoever is going to come out here and fight me, you know, well, they're going to get their rears beat. Just like I've been beating everyone's rear for some time. Now there's the one I want. So, who is the one that thinks that they're woman enough to fight me? Because I don't think there is anyone that's woman enough to fight me. So, shit. Well, who do you think Mike Lane says? Who do you think Mike Lane says would be woman enough to fight Rhea Ripley? Like, who do you think would be bold enough to do that, Mike Lane says? Well, to tell you, Tony Schiavone said whoever would be woman enough, or we'll even say man enough to fight her, you know, whoever that would be, you know, whoever that would be, your guess is good as mine. You know, you know who that would, I don't know who that would be, Tony Schiavone, so I don't know who would be man enough or woman enough, and Rhea Ripley just falls down again. And now, here comes Becky Lynch now, in the ring now, Mike Lane says, and we'll see if Becky Lynch is woman enough to fight Rhea Ripley, Mike Lane said. Well, we sure hope so, Tony Schiavone says. Because at the end of the day, who do you think is man enough, woman enough to do it than Becky Lynch? Tony Schiavone says. You got that right, Paulie Dangerously says. But then again, Becky Lynch is only you know, at the end of the day, even Rhea Ripley has surpassed Becky Lynch in all the cool things, Paulie Dangerously says. So I don't see how that's going to work. Alright. Alright. So, Rhea Ripley. You like to think that you think that you have done things that no other woman wrestler, woman fighter, woman overstar, whatever you want to call them, has done before you. So you came out here and said that you did something that no one else did before you, but that's bullshit. Alondra Blades, known as Medusa, during her first run in WCW, won the WWE Light Heavyweight winnings. Jacqueline Moore won the WWE Light Heavyweight winnings. Daphne won the WWE Women's Heavyweight winnings. And Nicole Bass was fighting men in her run in ECW. And Chyna, well, she won. She was in 2 Fighting Kingleys. The men's one. She was a former 2-time WWE Inter landed body fighter. She was also a former WWE Women's Heavyweight fighter. And let me also go on to say that Luna Vachon was also wrestling men too. Alright? And let's also talk about some other things. And Midnight, well, we don't really know what Midnight did. And really, Asia didn't really do that much. Yeah, I'll give you that. Beth Phoenix was in the women's, both Nia Jax and Beth Phoenix both got themselves both in the men's fighting Kingly Thunder before the women's one became a thing. And you think you've done everything before those women did? Think again. I main showed Wrestle Madness with both Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. You know, Trish Stratus, along with Terry Ronalds, along with Bobcat, were all former WE hard-made fighters. Also, Don't forget that Kelly, Canvas Michelle, Maria Canales, Ethan, Ethan Tamina Snuka, and Nikki Cross, and Alexa Bliss were all former W24/7 fighters. So, yeah, did a lot of shit before you came along. And since you don't like putting your women's heavyweight winnings, the women's world heavyweight winnings on stake, you have no run and lead over the booking, over the riding. I get that. But now you're going to have a run, something that you're going to have no run and lead over, and that's going to be you. Alright? You fighting me. So, Becky Lynch, you like to call yourself the man. Well, that's a cool nickname you gave yourself. And you like to behave as if you did shit that no one did before. I mean, what's to think of it, Becky Lynch? No one really... You didn't... Yeah. I mean, I can beat you. I'm not frightened of your disarmor. I'm not frightened of your man slam or any of the other shit. And you think you're so cool because you were a former 3-time WWE Women's Heavyweight fight, a 3-time WWE, a 3-time Women's World Heavyweight fighter, and how you became a 1-time WWE Heavyweight fighter, 2-time WWE Women's Heavyweight fighter. Yeah. I put all my winnings on stake when I won mine, Rhea Ripley. Yeah, you're looking at the former WWE NXT UK Women's Heavyweight fighter, the former WNXT Women's Heavyweight fighter, former WWE SmackDown Women's Heavyweight fighter, now Women's World Heavyweight fighter, and former WWE Raw Women's Heavyweight fighter, former WWE SmackDown Women's Heavyweight fighter, now the Women's World Heavyweight fighter. Well, why don't we have the match? We only got to yield for Gil Kim to come out here. Well, this is for the TWF. This is for the Women's World Heavyweight winnings. First, she is from Dublin, Ireland, Becky Lynch. And she is from the Southern Land. She is the Women's World Heavyweight fighter, Rhea Ripley. Well, Rhea Ripley, at the end of the day, Tony Schiavone said, can believe that she's the first to do everything, but she's only doing what sundress women before her did. Oh, the manhand slam, Mike Lane says, on Rhea Ripley. Is Becky Lynch going to get the win? Will she become the World Women's Heavyweight fighter? Tony Schiavone says. I would think not, Paulie dangerously says. There's no way that Becky Lynch, the former 3-time Women's World Heavyweight fighter, 2-time WWE Women's Heavyweight fighter, and 1-time WWE NXT Women's Heavyweight fighter, can beat Rhea Ripley. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, and the new World Women's Heavyweight fighter, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch has beat Rhea Ripley, and she is now the World Women's Heavyweight fighter. And now Rhea Ripley can go back to the Southern Land and, bitch if she wants, or rants if she wants, Mike Lane says. But Becky Lynch is now the Women's World Heavyweight fighter, Mike Lane says. Yes, she is, Tony Schiavone says. Becky Lynch came in and she beat Rhea Ripley, who told everyone she was unbeatable and unstoppable and unyieldable. But that seemed not to be true, Tony Schiavone says. That's not fair, Mike and Tony, Paulie dangerously goes. Rhea Ripley did not know that she was wrestling Becky Lynch here today. She didn't know she was fighting Becky Lynch here today. If she would have known she'd be wrestling and fighting her, then she would have been ready for her. So I think that's unfair, Paulie dangerously says. Well, this is the man who, like to talk. Mike Lane said you like to talk about things that are unfair, Mike Lane says. But at the end of the day, you have no running lead over what happened in the match. Being a wise man or not, Mike Lane says. That's right, Tony Schiavone said. You can bitch and rant all you want. You can guilt and shame and scave and slight all you want, but it's not going to shift things. Tony Schiavone says, Paulie dangerously. I hate this, Paulie dangerously says. Rhea Ripley got besmirched. Rhea Ripley got buried. You know? Well, anyway, we're going to take it away now to Gene Okerlund. Alright, Mike Lane, Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking with Becky Lynch here today on Rampage or Ramfru, since she is now the new Women's World Heavyweight Fighter here at the Toy Wrestling Gathering. Alright, Becky Lynch, we all know that is the AEW Women's Heavyweight Winnings strap you got around your waist. Yeah, Gene Okerlund, but in the Toy Wrestling Gathering, it's the Women's World Heavyweight Winnings. You see, Rhea Ripley can say that she's, doing all these things and bury every other woman wrestler and fighter. Like, Alonja Blades and, Jacqueline Moore and Daphne. Or Chyna, or Beth Phoenix, or Nicole Bass, or Trish Stratus, or Tori Wilt, Trish Stratus, or, or Bobcat, or Terry Runnels, or, or Callie Kelly, or, or Maria Canales, or Canvas Michelle, or Canvas Michelle, or Nikki Cross, or Tamina Snuka. Or she can bury all the things that all those women wrestlers did that they were the first time ever doing. But at the end of the day, I beat her. She likes to talk about how she's unbeatable, unyieldable, and unstoppable. But she's only a woman. Only woman-like. So I gave her the Manhammer Slam like I did many years ago, starting towards the end of 2021 while at SummerSlam. Everybody saw that. And now Rhea Ripley can go back to the Southern Land or New Zealand or wherever, whatever Southeast Island she happens to come from, and bitch and rant. Well, first off, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley is from the Southern Land, and two, you have beaten Rhea Ripley. You have done things, but at the end of the day, you knew that if it wasn't for someone else doing them, you wouldn't have been doing them. Yeah, that's right. If it wasn't for Alonja Blades or Trish Stratus or Lita, if it wasn't for what Chyna or Beth Phoenix did, if it wasn't for, those women and what they did, and if it wasn't for what other women like, Nikki Cross or, Tamina Snuka or Maria Canales, or Kelly Keller or Jacqueline Moore did or Daphne did, if it wasn't for those women being the first at whatever they were doing, then I would not been doing what I did if it wasn't for those women doing what they did. So, yes, I beat Rhea Ripley, and if she can't handle it, that's not my bind. Well, that's my talk with Becky Lynch. Back to you, Mike Lane and Tony Schiavone. Well, thank you, Mike Lane. Thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Becky Lynch here today on Rampage or Ramfru. And that's all the time we got here for Rampage or Ramfru. I, Mike Lane, Tony Schiavone, and Paulie Dangerously. If you like Rampage or Ramfru, we thank you. And we'll see you tomorrow for Collision or Hit.